Yes.
Yo, we back at it.
Recap.
Hey, yo. We feel a few more people tapping in, but we're gonna jump this thing off the right way, man. Uh this IOU Redemption podcast, live session number 7. Back at y'all, same time every week.
Yep.
Uh
No matter where we at.
hey, got to tell that. It looked like I'll be in the same spot, man. Maybe it look like I'm hustling backwards. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I got some on the books though. I got some on the books. I just been working on some things.
Uh,
Hey,
yeah.
what you got going on today, man?
I'll
Let's
tell them
let's.
after the IOU moment. I'll tell them after the IOU moment.
Hey, man. Hey, so like we always like to do, we like to start everything off by giving you something.
Yeah.
Um, so the IOU moments is I'll let you go first with yours this week, bro, and
Yeah.
hit what you got for the people.
So my IOU moment for today is stop making your blessings your idol. Stop making your blessings your idol. So let me explain that a little bit.
Yeah, break that down for the people.
So you have to understand what the definition of an idol is. It's something like an image or representation of God used as basically like an object that you worship. So let me give you an example. You might have got this new job that you think is brilliant, and you working there so much that you're not even giving God his time. You're not even thanking God for that new job you got. You might have a new car or something. You might have a new significant other. You might whatever it is that's new. Be careful that that blessing that you received, you're not making that your idol. So enjoy it and do the best you can with whatever it is, but you still have to give God your time. You got to give him some time. So that's what that means. Just be careful. And the biggest thing that comes to mind, I haven't said it yet, but it's money. This is really about money. Make sure that money doesn't, you just don't be living married to money, all that stuff they be saying. That's crazy. Don't do that. Don't make that blessing become your idol.
And before I get to mine, I would piggyback off of that a little bit because it's in the Bible, right? I don't know what the scripture is, where it's at, but I know it's in there. But
Yeah.
and it always get me, and I always been like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we musically motivated. There's plenty of people that motivate me that are doing great things.
Yeah.
But I'm very careful on who and what I idolize or what I find myself idolizing. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't be like, and I know this is gonna get people. This is gonna get people like the little
Yep.
beehive and stuff like for Beyonce and stuff like that.
Yep.
I,
Yep.
I
Yep.
got I got my favorite artists, no, like everybody else, but I'm careful on who and what I idolize, like to that part, like you dang near worshiping them. You know what I mean? Um, so for sure. So going into my IOU moment, this is what I got for the people. Stop expecting you out of people. I'm gonna say that again. Stop
Yeah.
expecting
Yeah.
you.
Say it again.
Stop expecting you out of people. I know
Yeah.
that's a little different, but if you think about it, you can relate to it. And especially
Yep.
I found that for myself. I'm a loyal person, giving person, respectful person, try to move the right way. You know what I mean? Try to always see the greater good in situations and things of that nature. And well, I do this and I think like that, so everybody think like that, or they must think the same way I think, right? Um, and that's not the truth. That's the furthest thing from the truth. Um, I can't tell you how many times, I started thinking like this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, max. Um, and it saved me so much stress. It saved me some relationships, like friendships and stuff with different people and different things I had going on because I just stopped expecting people to respond like Greg would in that situation. Just take that pressure off of the people because they're
Yeah.
not like you. It's only
Yeah.
one you, right? Even if you got a twin, there's still only one you.
Yeah.
And if you go into situations like that, not expecting anybody to do anything bad to you, but just expecting them not to move the way you would move in that situation.
Yeah.
You be surprised how that you handle that situation and how much stress you take off of yourself. And you may even be able to save that friendship or whatever that may be with that person or those people or whatever else. Um, I've had to really check myself hard. Like you do something and you're like, I know they're gonna do me, I know they're gonna do that same thing, reciprocate that same type of love. And it don't work like that. Most cases it doesn't work like that. So stop expecting you out of people, whether it's your love, your loyalty, the way you respond to things, the way you respect certain things or boundaries or whatever that may be. We all wired different. We all people. And I'm just, you'll say yourself a lot of times, and I know a lot of people out there be in that situation where they're expecting too much out of people. And you
Yep.
expect them to move the way you move and to talk the way you talk and hold the same laws and codes and live by the same laws and codes that you do. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. So stop expecting you out of people. And that's what I got to give to people today.
Right. So one thing that come to mind with this is my own self. I'm guilty of this because let's take for example like Chelsea. I'm so like methodical and I'm always it's that almost like it's not paranoia, but it's a sense of I gotta know if something happened, if this happened, I'm about to do this. Like I
Right.
gotta so I'm trying to be 10 steps ahead and sometimes I expect her to know what I'm thinking.
Nah.
Like or to react like I will react.
Yeah.
So and she tell me that too, like I don't think like you. And so you always remember that people do not have the same characteristics as you. They don't have the same thought process as you. So you keep that in mind at all times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
So
let's get into it, man.
hold on. Before we get into it, let's get into you. What you got going on,
I ain't
man?
telling them till after the intro.
Oh
I ain't
man, you
telling
you
them.
a sucker,
We
man.
like power right now. Holla at you.
Yo,
Yeah, man.
now go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep playing. I'm not gonna keep playing with you. I'm not gonna keep playing with you, man.
Yeah, I'm on a campsite today, man. We in Florida with it. My mama got mad at me the last time I said I was in Mexico. You don't know which part of Mexico I'm in. So,
Oh
cause
yeah,
she
yeah.
don't like it. So I'm in Florida. You don't know where I'm at in Florida. And this ain't my
Right,
RV in the background. My RV facing towards me. So you don't know what
right,
my
right, right,
RV look like.
right.
But
We
I'm
do
on a
live in a
campground.
camping with the family.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
man. We
yeah.
got a camper trip coming up too, man. I can't wait, bro.
Yeah.
That's a
And
whole
and
nother. We're gonna do a whole sitcom. We could do a whole thing on
yeah,
camping
on the
and, and,
campground. About
and
the
get
campground.
people.
Yeah.
They don't know that
Even
side.
even this perspective, like people be trying to take trips to like Miami and Vegas and all. You spending so much money on that, and I'm telling you that like I'm on the beach right now. I'm on the beach. The campsite is on the beach. You see what I'm saying? So even when you take cruises and things, it's so you get so much more than trying to do that. But that again,
Look,
that's another topic.
yeah, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna tell people like that's something I've been doing my whole life. I've been camping
Yeah.
since I was 4 months old. So when you think,
First time I went was with you.
man, I'm
Yeah.
telling you, ain't nothing lame about it. I done had some of the
Yeah.
best times of my life on the campground. So I'm glad that now we able to do that with our families. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for sure,
32-foot trailer.
yeah.
It's not I'm not sleeping outside no tent. I'm not pitching no tent. I'm
Nah,
pulling this with my truck
we
and
did that
yeah.
when we was in Boy Scouts.
Yeah, this look like my backyard. People be stopping by talking about this is like your backyard. I got lights up. They're my lights, by the way. Uh yeah, but that's what I'm doing right now. So I got my Hawaiian shirt on because I'm on the beach. I'm on the beach right now. I started to do this from the beach with the beach in the background, but it get dark over there. Like so I was like, I'll just do it here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get into it, bro.
Yeah, but let's
Appreciate
get
it.
into it.
Hey, real quick before we move on, I like what Kuntz put right here. He said, great advice. Oftentimes we try to see the best in people, but it
Yep.
leads to constant letdowns. Eventually, you have to cut poisonous apples from the tree. This is super hard to do, but it ends up being the best for you and the poisonous apples.
Yep.
Boom. That's real spill.
Yep.
That's what I mean. Stop expecting you out of people. That does not mean that you got to have conflicts with people. That doesn't mean that you guys can't continue that friendship or that relationship. You just got to take that piece out of it. You know what I mean?
So yeah.
You just got to take that piece off, take that weight off of them, and be like, okay, I'm expecting you to do something differently to me because you're different than me. I'm
So
expecting
like
you
yeah.
to do something different. Go ahead.
I just want to touch on the point about poison because people see the word poison and they'll automatically want to think like real negative about it. But I think of poison in this sense in a way where I'm trying to say I'm trying to go to a different level in my life, and if you aren't of that caliber to do what I want to do, then you're gradually gonna pull me down to the level you're at. And that's what I think that is that you can either, it's two things. You can either get pulled down to the level of that person, or you can act out like you can digress into something you've progressed from. Because like if someone is talking to you and they trying to get the best of you and you let them, now you just digress on everything you progressed on. So keeping your attitude in check, things like that. That's what I think about poison. People bring you back down. Got to cut them
Absolutely.
off.
Gotta cut them off sooner than later. You know what I'm saying? Say yourself to say them sometime. Um, but let's get into a little bit about the last episode we dropped, which
Mhm.
was living paycheck to paycheck. Um, that's something
Mhm.
that I feel like I won't say everybody can relate to.
Everybody can relate to this.
Well, listen, I'm
Yeah,
talking
they
about
can.
we're talking about the world, Craig, not the city, the world, Craig.
Everybody in the world.
No,
Let me tell
no,
you. No, no. Let me get on. Okay, so go
not
ahead.
everybody
I'll
can
let
relate.
you say
All
it.
I'm gonna say
I'll
is
let
this:
you say it, and then I'll say
not
it. Because I can get you that. I got a
not
perfect
every
example.
single person, not every single person knows what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck.
Okay,
Some
so I'll explain
people
it in this sense.
into different situations to
Yeah.
where they don't know that, but most of our people, black, brown people, or
Yeah.
people that are from urban communities, definitely can relate to it.
So I'm speaking on this behalf. So when I say living paycheck to paycheck, I think most people won't experience it to the extent that we experience it, but I think a lot of people, everyone in the world experiences it because no matter, let's say you are a person that has like a trust fund or whatever lined up for you. You've been having money. You've always had money. But I guarantee you there's a point in time in that person's life where they struggle for something like with money involved. Maybe their dad or parents didn't send them some money, right?
Yeah,
Maybe they ran through their credit card and they had to wait until it get paid off. I promise you there's at some point somebody who has money has lived paycheck to paycheck. You see what I'm saying? But that's not to the extent that we talking about. But I just
right.
think that the concept here is that like again, I said with the bands, it doesn't matter what spectrum you on, making X amount of money, $1 million, whatever, to the low end. The
Yeah,
point is that if you don't manage things right and understand your situation, you will live paycheck to paycheck. And if that ain't if it may not be in the form of a monetary value, it may be in the form of uh maybe you might be having somebody else paying your bills for you or something.
yeah.
You're not seeing the money come through, but stuff ain't getting paid. So I just think it's different facets of it.
It is. It is. It is. And I would say, why don't you Georgia say? I know she put something there. I think everyone can relate, even those who make mid six figures if they're also spending six figures. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'm
Um,
saying. If they spending it, they listen. They're spending that money because they know they got it coming back. But in reality, you living paycheck to paycheck. Just because you
like I
getting another six, you still living it.
like I tell people, there's people out there that make $50,000 that live better than people that make
Yeah,
$500,000. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you make that $50,000 a year, you know how to manage that, budget that. You're living below your means with that. You got little to no debt, whatever. Your spending habits aren't too crazy. You keep most of that check, whatever that is. That 50 grand, bro. You keep most of that. But if you make 500 grand and you got, I don't know, $1 million worth of debt, and your check is gone the same night it dropped in your account, that person, yes, on paper, that person makes less than you. And most people will be like, wow, he or she is in a bad way. But in all retrospect, that person is living better than you because of your spending habits and maybe some of those financial burdens and barriers that you have around you, for sure.
yeah. What you choosing to afford?
Yeah.
So that kind of goes in. What he say?
He said it's not about what you make, it's what you save. More
Yeah.
money needs more discipline because it surely comes with more problems.
But why you think they
Absolutely.
always say that? Why you think they always say more money, more problems? Because you're gonna get more money, and it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
You're gonna choose to upgrade your lifestyle.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna do it for you. You're gonna choose. So now instead of buying shopping at Ross or shopping at the regular mall, you want to go to like Houston, the Galleria. Why are you doing that? You see what I'm saying? That's where the problems come.
Yeah. 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 Well, mom
I
put
be
on.
That's another thing that
Yeah.
this is another thing about uh, I don't know, man. Um, so you got to be careful with 401ks. I'm gonna just tell you like this, and this is from personal experience. But I think that let's talk about. I want to say something about debt. When you're trying to pay off credit, like credit card debt or debt that you have, this is the thing about it. You think your body is telling you, like your mind is like, I want to pay off this debt as fast as I can, right? So I can get it off
Right.
my chest. Even some of the financial experts out there and stuff, they say pay off your debt fast, fast, fast. But listen, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna be that person that say, "Oh, I'm debt free," blah blah blah, and then life gonna happen. And guess what? You've been so aggressive on paying off that debt that you ain't got no money saved up to. You ain't got 5,000, whatever it is, because his life will happen.
Yeah.
And guess what? Guess where you gonna get that 5,000 from? The same debt that you just paid off, and now you back in it. It's a cycle. That's why I always think that with the 401k, be careful because I don't care if you live in if you live in paycheck to paycheck and you need some money, you ain't gonna give you from your 401k. They're gonna tell you you gotta have some catastrophic event, or you gotta show, like you literally gotta show them you finna lose your house for them to be like, here, take some of
Yep.
your money that you put in. We ain't talking
Yep.
about the money that the company put in. We talking about the money that you put in. You can't touch it.
You
And
can't
I'm
just
just
take it
saying
all
that,
out. Yep.
yes, I'm just saying that they'll give you a loan, but I'm just saying that it's
They're gonna
always smart
penalize you
to,
on that too.
yes, they're gonna penalize you on down the back end too for 10% on the taxes, and they're gonna keep 20 on the top. So again, they're gonna keep 20 on the top, they're gonna penalize you 10 on the back. So what I'm saying is that yes, I'm saying you should put in as much as your employer is matching, but be careful putting in. They be talking about 15%, 20%. Like, man, check your own situation. Cause,
Yeah.
cause if you don't be careful, you putting all that money for retirement and you gonna be living paycheck to paycheck, and then you gonna cut into it.
Yep. And I would say I think the fact that a lot of people can relate to is not even making it to paycheck, the other paycheck. Like I said,
Yeah, they
not
not.
even
Yeah,
making it to the other. You're not even making it to that second pay, that other paycheck.
yeah.
It's like a couple days, couple hours, even at midnight when that drop, you got so much stuff coming out of that check. It's
You in
crazy.
the negative already, and yeah,
So
this is real stuff.
it is. So let's talk about a couple other things here with this. Is like you know you have to look in the mirror with these situations and be honest about your own situation because it's unique, it's different, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I think about things that people can do now to just, if you're living paycheck to paycheck now, and you want to change something now, like really quick. All
Yeah.
right. I kind of alluded to the fact of looking at what you're choosing to afford,
Yeah.
right? Because you're choosing to afford something. Um, whether that's door dashing out all your meals, you don't really cook. So, you can easily rack up $500-600 a month in door dashes. Okay. You don't have to do that. That's a choice that you're making. Then let's look at it. If you like to have a good time, what I mean by that, do you smoke?
Yep.
Do you drink?
Yep.
A fifth of Henny is $50. Somewhat $50 every Friday if you go. That's four times a month. That's at least that's $200 at least. No mixer. So now we already at six, seven, $800 that you already can save just that fast. Before you say I don't make enough money. Before you say this, that, and the third. What else are you choosing to afford? Okay, because you can make your own meals, and drinking and smoking is a choice. You don't have to do that stuff. Partying is a choice. You know what I'm saying? That's just those couple of things. I saved a lot of money once I started cutting my own hair when I had hair, and I still shave
You
myself
ain't
to
got
this
no
day.
hair though.
Hey, stop playing with me, boy. I had hair longer than you. Your hair fell out first.
I'm just saying, I had the courage to
Your
cut
hair fell out.
mine off though. I had the
Man,
courage
you
to
you
cut mine
needed
off
to.
though.
You needed to.
You was
You
out
needed
there
to.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, yours was thin. Mine was thick. Let's talk about it. Let's not talk about
Well,
it.
I mean, you can talk about it, but I cut mine off like early. So I embraced the situation.
Hey, you silly, man. Back to it. Coop's coming with some real stuff tonight. This is my man. Hey, it says America's land of opportunity. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you either lack discipline or ignorant financially, lack work ethic, motivation. Guess what? All these things are in your control. Absolutely. Um,
See, I like to
absolutely.
speak like that. I can't do that though, Coons, because um, yeah, what he said. But but on the softer light, I just think
Yeah,
that that's why we said that all your decisions are key to your circumstances. Like
yeah,
what you do is a key indication of what your circumstance is going to be like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. You gotta have some discipline. Um, you look at your situation, you say, man, I don't want to stop. Like I said, that's one aspect of it,
or
right?
just make more money.
Look, that's what I was gonna say. Look at what you're choosing to afford. Then also look at, okay, do I create another additional stream of income? Right? What else can I do
Yeah.
to kind of loosen that up for me? What can I, I remember having a lady work for me, and she was working for me, and I won't say her name, obviously. I won't say she was doing a job I know she was overqualified for. You could tell she was very brilliant, had a lot of skills. And I asked her one day, like, kind of like, what are you doing working here? And she told me pretty much. She's really was working there uh just for her car note, for instance. She said her regular job, it was just getting a little tight for her. So she gonna work this for a year and a half. She said, I got a plan. I'm gonna work this for another year and a half just to finish paying off my car. And then that's it. Um, so creating that other additional stream of income that can help people from living from paycheck to paycheck, right? And this is something you can do quickly. I'm not saying, I know people with degrees. I know people that have specialties. I know people that have different certifications, but they may do something on the side that's completely different. I'm one of those people. You know what I mean? I have my corporate America job that I rarely talk about, but it's there. Uh, and then I have my landscaping business that I've always had. You know what I mean? And I don't waver from it. And it's created that cushion that I've wanted, right? Um, and I just tell everybody it may be something different, but I think everybody got something else that they can tap into.
I'm just saying though, man, we can't. There's no way you can possibly live in this world today. How expensive it is. First of all, we're not getting what we're really supposed to get from a
Yes.
from a job. So you
No.
have to make ends meet on the other hand. That's why this is why minorities and families be so left behind because you absolutely need two adults in the house making at least six figures. To be comfortable in this world, because you better not have no kids. If you got kids in the house, you need two adults making six figures. And if you don't have six figures both, you got to be close, because it's just like you see the price of milk, the price of eggs, whatever you eating, it's
It's
too
only gonna go
expensive.
up, and it's
It's
only
gonna
gonna go
keep
up.
going up.
Everything is
And
gonna
there's
go up.
no and there's no way you can live off just one job. There's no way. And this is my thing about it. I got this understanding that I think it's absolutely crazy that you will put your whole life, your whole family, everybody on the backs of one job. Why are you doing what? Like, just think about this for a second. I get the horror stories of hearing people getting laid off, getting fired, being there for X amount of years, then get let go, and then what do you have to fall on? Nothing. I'm just so uncomfortable with that. If this employer just let me go, what you gonna fall on? Everybody, you don't have nothing, a leg to stand on, so you have to give yourself leverage, and that's why you're never cornered if something happens. Before I had my job, I had a contract with a company, and it was supposed to go on more than a year, and it didn't. And they called and told me and said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, but we're not gonna continue with the contract." I said, "Okay." And the guy was like, he was just so down and like almost, it sounded like he's gonna cry. I was like, "Okay." I'm ahead of the game, and because I got leverage. But it goes back to what we were saying about I don't have to take no job, and I don't think you should take no job. You shouldn't be going to an interview and just pouring your heart out to the interview panel like you begging for mercy because you need a job. No, you turn the focus on them. After they
Yeah.
ask you your questions, you turn it around. You have 10 questions for them. And that's the thing. If you ever in an interview and you interviewing somebody and they give you an interview for about 10 minutes, you ain't got the job.
No, no. I say that all the time. I say that all the time. I'm a talker, so I average any interview I've ever had. I average at least an hour.
At least an hour.
I
That's how
average
you
at
know
least
you
an
got
hour.
it.
If somebody try to interview me and it's less than that, it's like 20 minutes or something. Something's
They
wrong
ain't
there.
interested.
They're not interested. They're
Or they
not
got
interested.
another candidate. Let me give y'all some game. Let me cut you up. Let me give you some game. They dirty out here. Okay. There's a lot of times where you interview. I'm talking to everybody who listening. There's a lot of times where you interview and you went in there as just a checkbox. In other words, I'm trying to tell you is that they had a preferred candidate already, whether it's internal or whatever. They already had a candidate. They just got to interview you to say they checked the box for compliance. You was never getting the job in the first place. So, moment of truth here is you go into an interview and they cutting your interview short 20 minutes, 15 minutes, something up.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get to know each other, and it takes more than 20 minutes to do that.
Yep. Absolutely. They interviewing you and you interviewing them. Man, we overdue to do that. Do some interview conversations.
Yeah.
Uh, but I want to back up just a little bit.
I want people to ask us some questions live. Like,
Yeah.
okay, this one's for you, GY. This one for you. Like, and now I'm gonna answer like I'm in an interview. I want to show y'all how we think off the dome.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna do that. We definitely gonna
That's
go through
that's
that.
gotta be
'Cause
done.
look,
I'm talking about real corporate level though, like
yeah,
like
because
real
I'm batting a
answers.
thousand.
I'm batting a thousand.
Everybody I've ever helped coach up for an interview for a job, they've gotten it. Like
Yeah,
literally, I'm
we
batting
gotta
a
do that.
thousand. But
Resume critiques, all that, man.
all that. But hold on, let me back up a little bit. Kuntz put some stuff in that's real, and I can relate to this, and I'm gonna take off on this one. He said, here's the tip: instead of working 9 to 5, work 5 to 9. Guarantee things change for you for the better. And he's just talking
Explain
about
it.
more so in like your side
Yeah,
business or whatever
I
else.
know.
So
Yeah.
this is something I can tap into, and I've
We
shared
mentioned
this.
this in one of the other episodes.
Yeah,
We said it. What you do on the
I
on
told
the
I told
outside
I
of them
told
8 hours?
I told Alex, when people be talking about working all this overtime and everything, I just really want you to
Body
keep it in
hustle.
perspective. It's not talking down on it, keep it in perspective. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is, I've told Alex, I remember, you know, we was doing a job, took us like an hour and a half,
yeah,
and I let her see the money. You let her see the money, and I'm like, look, how many hours of overtime you would have had to get what we just made in an hour and a half?
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It's it's multiple ways to make money out here to create different streams. We all got different talents. You all got different passions behind yourself. And if you're not doing that, you are lazy. You're not
Yeah,
disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Um, it ain't the man's fault all the way. You gotta, okay, what am I gonna do? What can I control? What's in my control? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't put all my eggs in the basket. I got caught like that before though, bro.
yeah.
I got caught like that before.
We all, yes, I know I
Grew
have.
up, grew up a hustler, doing everything, working multiple jobs, right? Go to
Yep,
school, get a degree, start falling into the I got it all figured out thing. You know what I mean? Jump into corporate
yep,
America thinking that, this is the this is the dream, right?
yep.
Got
Dream
humble real
job.
got humble real quick. Got humble
Yeah,
real quick. Had to had to figure some stuff out for myself. Had to take two
yeah,
steps back to get ahead again. And I told myself, I went to Puerto Rico that same weekend. And one thing about me, I like to kind of like isolate myself when I'm really dealing with something.
yeah,
You may not hear from me, you may not see me. I might get quiet. I really like to isolate myself when I'm doing my deep thoughts and when I'm trying to create a better version of myself. And I remember sitting in Puerto Rico, and I said, when I come back home, I said this: I'd never be in this position again.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I got my girl. Alice was my girl at the time, just my girl at the time. And then I had Rosie. We had just moved to Indianapolis, had Rosie. You know what I'm saying? I had a 1 year old about to be 2. I said, I got people depending on me, man. I can never be in this situation again. And I checked myself. I said, man, you grew up a hustler. Everybody around you was hustlers. You come from, family of women and men that go get it. And I never was in that position again. And I remember working for people. You get these nice corporate jobs, and they're like, why do you still have your own business on the side? And won't you quit that and do this, whatever? Nope. They want you to quit that
yep.
so that you can become more of a you need them. You need them. And once
Yeah,
they
they
know
want
you
you to
need
keep,
them,
yes.
yeah, once they know you need them,
You're gonna do whatever they tell you to do.
they're gonna put you in some situations because they know you dang near desperate. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So yeah, I just that's one thing I want people to kind of, remember and think about. Um, one like Craig's put it on there, 1,000 ways to get a bag. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I
it's up to
mean?
you, man.
It's really up to you. Look,
It's up to
and I
you.
tell people all the time, okay, I look at it like so when we was having Hammond days, I'm gonna just give a good example of how my mindset still is as a hustler, right? Um, we had Hammond Day. It was like I looked at the weather. I knew it was gonna be like 98 degrees that Hammond Day.
Yeah,
So I set up coolers to sell waters. It's 98 degrees. People gonna walk past me anyway. I'm already promoting my baseball camp, and I'm sitting right here.
yeah,
I got a cooler right here with cold waters. And guess what? So like $200 worth of water. Hey, and that money that from just those waters, we used that money when we later on that night when we went to party and hang out. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like people think it's punitive to have multiple streams of income. I don't care what you think about me. I'm going to get it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like I don't care if it's water bottles. I don't care if it's my corporate America job. I don't care if it's cutting grass. I don't care what it is. I'm not gonna starve, and I'm not gonna put all my eggs in one basket. You understand what I'm saying? So, um, that's just something that I try to always tell people. Like, if you a hustler, you're gonna find a way. You're gonna
yeah. But
sell
that
this. You're
people,
gonna do this. Like,
people, the problem with the problem is that people trying to make the money right now. They need the money now. So you have to give them some type of understanding to how do I get this money now? I can get X amount of dollars doing this overtime like right now. But you got to break that cycle and be like, at some point you got to be like, okay, I can't keep doing this. My body ain't gonna let me keep doing this. So I got to
yeah,
start now to do
yes,
something. And I just think that when people say like hustling, I mean, I want people to dream bigger. I want people to start getting into their creative mode and doing things. Do things for the love of something, and the money gonna come afterwards. So you might not want to go out and sell waters. You might, because some people gonna take that literally. Some people gonna take that like that. You might not want to be comfortable going out and trying to sell things to people. But I think that do something that you love to do or something that interests you, just intrigues you. And just take for example, like there's a lot of companies that was created, like
Mm-hmm.
chicken salad, whatever that's called. Like it's a whole bunch of companies that people were in despair situations where they lost a job and then they just was like, I'm gonna do something that I like to do. And like the, the chicken salads, the lady started selling chicken salads door to door, and that's like that became a very big business. She sold it,
Yes.
like so like the thing is that you need to start doing things that you just like to do, and toss it around to your friends and family, and that's how you get the buzz going.
Yeah. And just don't be afraid to jump out there. Look, even down to my kids. So, you know, I try to people scared, like people miss the beat by not teaching their kids. You should teach your kids. You should
They
want better for
can't
your
teach
kids,
them
right?
though. They can't teach
But
them
look,
because they don't understand.
but the people that do, what I'm saying is you don't have to teach your kids the same way that you learn certain lessons, but I think that you should still teach them things, but maybe alter the way you teach it or maybe deliver it differently. Maybe you had to figure it out that way because your way you came up in your circumstance, but your children's circumstance may be different. I teach my kids how to hustle no matter what, right? They see their dad get up and
Yeah.
work and grind. They see their dad. They come to my corporate America job. They come to my office. They go to job sites with me when I'm doing landscaping jobs. My kids, when we go camping, we have a big camp, the big camper trip that we take in August. They set up a lemonade stand every year. And it's not that they need the money or whatever else. I want them to understand the practice. I want them to understand the value of a dollar. I want you to
Oh
understand
man, you
to
bringing up
see
another
this.
topic.
So when we out there selling the lemonade, you know what I mean? I'm
Oh
telling them, we talking about giving people they change, doing this, customer service. I'm teaching them all of this at a very young age. And to watch them, people start coming by, bro. They make about, and these are like little kids, they make about $150 every camping trip in lemonade sales. In lemonade sales. But look,
dog.
I also from them, what I do is from their money, right? So when it's time to re-up, when it's time to buy more products, when it's time to get stock up on their
Yeah.
supplies, I show them taking their money from it. Okay, you got to take from your money to buy this, get you this lemonade, get you this, get you that, get you this cooler, whatever else. And then because you got to spend some money to make some money. These are conversations I'm having as early as possible with my kids. Your dad is a hustler. Your mom is a hustler. Your grandma's a hustler. Your grandfather's a hustler. You come from hustlers. You're going to be a hustler. I'm not raising no bummy little girls. I feel sorry for some of these sons that some of these people are raising. You ain't gonna have a chance with girls like mine. You know what I mean? I'm raising soldiers around here, straight
Yeah.
up. And I'm proud of them for it. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I just don't get it. And I trip people out when they ask me, because question number one is always, what you do for a living? What you do for a living? And I tell you I'm a hustler, and you automatically think the worst. Why do you want
Cause
when I
oh
yeah,
my, I got another one. Oh my god.
I tell you I'm a hustler. I am. You're not gonna box me in. I'm a hustler. I'm gonna do whatever it takes. Always have, always will. So what you was thinking, man? 'Cause I know.
No, it's just so crazy how depending on who you're talking to, the minorities that word hustling it always has a negative connotation to it when we say it. But like you get somebody on the other side, they hustling, oh, they're a CEO here, they're a board member here, they're this and that, and it's okay. But never mind that. I want to talk about this. Y'all ever wonder why as kids, I'm talking about small kids like 4 years, 5 years, whenever they get in school, why
Yeah.
are we always taught how to multiplication, addition, subtraction, exponentials, all of that? And then we get in higher grades, we start talking about statistics and these and that. But we never talk, there's no subjects on like credit cards. There's no subjects on like
No.
mortgage points or interest.
No,
There's no
no.
subjects on carrying debt throughout and how that affects the balance at the end. There's no, we touch on compound interest a lot, but we don't explain that in terms of when you pay for a particular device with a credit card. Let's take this example in your mind. Say you're paying for it twice because you got to pay for it with a credit card. And then when you go back to pay off your credit card, you pay for it again. And if you ain't pay it on time, you paying double for it. I don't understand why we don't teach this in school. And one of the things that, like, in our community, we think that it's a bad idea, terrible idea to even open up credit cards. We think it's a terrible idea to give our kids a debit card. I think it's
Mhm.
fantastic because
Yeah,
here's the thing. I talked to AJ today. We went to Walmart to get some stuff, and every time we go to Walmart, kids be like, "I let's go to the toy section. I want to do it." I said, "That's cool, but you got your money on you." And
yeah,
today, AJ was complaining to Arya because, well, he told me, he said, "I said I wanted this kind of ice cream, and Mama told Arya that we had to get one that everybody likes." So I guess Ari picked the ice cream that he didn't want. He wanted Snickers ice cream. I said, AJ, I said, when you got your own money, you can do whatever you want. And I said, why didn't you bring your money? I said, you can't go around here complaining about what you don't want, what you don't have. You ain't got no money. When you got money, you can do whatever, you can buy whatever you want. So I said, stop complaining, stop going places without no money. So I think that the value of life here is that your kids, you need to give them a debit card. You need to give them money in their pocket. You need to let them have that responsibility now, because it boggles my mind how we wait till we adults or when we in college to be like, oh, now you can be responsible and handle this money. Handle the money when you young. That's how we learn English. You ever notice how little kids who like in English they catch on to Spanish quicker, or how kids who are
yeah,
Hispanic catch
yeah,
on to English quicker when they're young? Because fully immersed in the culture. You got to fully immerse your kids in the culture of money, knowing about money. And the problem is, at the dinner table, we don't talk about money enough. We're not talking about it until we older.
bruh.
It's just a
That's why.
pet peeve for me,
No,
man. It's
no, it
just,
is. That's what I'm saying. If you can't hide that from your kids, you can't hide that from the next generation. Like, let them see you paying for something, right? Let them see you putting in credit card information for that trip that y'all taking. Talk to them about
yeah,
that. This ain't free. I tell Rose and them all the time, these people not just being nice to us, like for no
yeah.
reason. That's because daddy had to
Daddy
pay
paid good
them.
money for that.
Daddy paid good money. That's why they're being so nice. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Daddy
That's
paid good money for that.
yeah, this all costs money. Nobody gave us that. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something
Teach
that I
your
want.
kids and your people about spending, man, at an early age, like
Look,
as early as possible, man.
and break it
Like
down
real
in the
life stuff.
yeah, and break it down in the terms people can relate to. So my sister, my oldest sister, Wanda was real good about this. I was really always good at writing and English and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Always advanced. I struggled a little bit with math.
Yeah.
Um, Wanda used to break it down to me to make it to where I could understand it. Like
Yeah.
she'd be like, bro, instead of all else, she get, bro, if
Yeah.
somebody owe you this amount of money and they only pay you back this because of that. So now you're making it personal, right? And this is what I encourage all
Yeah.
the teachers out there to go do. Make it personable sometime for some of these kids because that people learn differently.
You gotta
When my
relate.
when my sister turned it to like if people owed me money or like if I owe people money and stuff
Automatic.
like that, I'm like,
Automatic.
oh no, you got me messed up. He owed me $5. Five
Yeah.
is the answer. Five
Five is
is
the
the
answer.
five is the
Hey,
answer.
shout out to Wanda. She was the first person to me. She used to like those trips to IU, and I
Hmm.
remember her doing all those things. And to me, it was like, man, college. This like we used to talk about it to each other like college. Yeah, college. That word came into our life because of Wanda. I
Bro.
believe.
Yeah.
But let me touch on this right here. Everybody always talking about generational wealth. Let me touch on that for a little bit because listen, generational wealth is let me first of all, generational wealth, you should want to aim for wealth, prosperity, and spiritual healing. And so the thing is that you got to search for value and influence, not just money. And people always associate generational wealth with money, but it's not. It's more
Mhm.
than that. But if you want to talk about generational wealth, I want to say to you that how are we gonna get generational wealth if you get rich and your kids don't know nothing about finances?
Yep.
I just want somebody to answer that. See, we skipping steps. This is a process.
Yes.
If you want generational wealth, yeah, you can't work on yourself getting the money, but you got to teach your family. If you ain't got kids, your adopted kids, whoever, your cousins, whoever, they gonna handle the money when you gone. You got to teach them how to do it. So you might as well teach yourself right now and pass that knowledge on.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, let's shift it just a little bit. Let's shift it a little bit. Let's talk about being underpaid. When we talk about living
Yeah.
paycheck to paycheck, let's talk about being underpaid, bro.
How many
Um,
people gonna say they underpaid though? Let's just some people need to say that. They need to speak on that, say they underpaid. Because I really want people to get like
some
amped
some
up, like
some
fired
people
up.
some people don't know they underpaid.
They
Some
gotta
people
know they underpaid
some
though.
people don't. Let me tell you why they don't. Some people, as long as they're making more money than the people that they are around, than their close proximity, maybe they making more money than they mama made or they daddy made or they cousins made, whatever that amount is. Whether that, the biggest number, because we all got a number in our head of what we
Yeah.
heard growing up. So if you were making $15 an hour, your mama was making $15 an hour, and you get a job at 20, even though you really may be worth $100 an hour, some people will settle
Man.
for that because they just doing better than everybody around them ever have, and they okay with that.
Man, but listen, what your mama made, what they made back in whatever, like the cost of living is adjusted every year. These corporations,
Absolutely.
people on salary, they get cost of living increases, adjustments, 2% at least. So you think you that $15 an hour, it's not right. All y'all gotta do is go on Google and type in your title and type in
Look,
supply chain analyst for
yeah,
Indianapolis, Indiana area, whatever. It's
yeah,
gonna tell you.
yeah. Look at what the industry standard is for whatever position you in, right? Look at it regionally and look at it globally, what they're paying,
Yeah.
right? Um, but there's another piece in that too, right? You gotta have,
Coon said they like the work ethic, by the way. We
yeah,
on that.
yeah. No, look, that's Kuntz. And look, I'll tell you, people that don't know Kuntz, me and Kuntz done did some real hustling together. When I say real hustling together, I mean, bro, all through Indiana, all through Illinois, real hustler. That's my man, 100 grand. And he's another one of those people that's put things into real perspective in the play, right? But
Yeah.
he ain't got no filter though. He ain't never had no filter. He gonna he gonna
Well, we need him to say those type of things. I didn't say it, guys. That was
he gonna
like session
he gonna,
2, the where
yeah.
I went crazy. That was Koontz this time.
That's my
But
Asian
he's right.
homeboy. He gonna say it all. Yeah, he gonna
Yeah,
say it all for us.
he's right. I just want to say that to soften it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, people don't realize they're underpaid because they accept the easygoing of the job.
Yes.
So you won't understand that you're underpaid until you start taking the job seriously and you're doing 110% and you start realizing that the company had just made $50,000 off of a product that I sold or off of a value that I created and they only paid me X amount of dollars per hour or salary. That's when you'll notice. But you have to be working hard like
Yeah.
Kuntz said.
Yeah. You have to. What my mom put on there. She said, "I know I'm not paid my worth, but that created other options I never thought I could be the one I am today." Absolutely. Um, and creating other options definitely can do it, right? Like we said before, you can have that one job that yeah, I could be making more here or whatever else. But if you're able to do something else that may be able to provide maybe a different level, maybe no
Yeah.
stress to you, but it may give you a little bit more money, a little bit more freedom of your life. That's
You
for
gotta
sure.
explain that again. You gotta explain it again. What you just said was brilliant.
Yeah,
Because if you
go ahead.
if
No,
you're
I was
gonna
gonna
take them jobs, I'm gonna let you
yeah,
do it. If you're gonna take them jobs, understand that you have to have a trade-off. Like I'm gonna
yeah,
have X amount of time off. I'm gonna have all these different perks, right?
yes.
Like you just said.
Yeah, I don't look. Everything I do outside of corporate America is zero stress to me. Zero
Yeah.
stress to me. Zero stress to me.
Yeah.
You see me chilling, laughing with headphones on, whatever else, in a good mood. That's not stress to me. You know what I mean? So that's what I always try to tell people. Try to if you create something, try to something that you really enjoy doing. It won't be stress to you. And you watch how far you'll go with that. Another thing when we talk about um being underpaid. Another way to outside of doing right, like we said, educate yourself on what the industry is paying for those jobs or whatever else. we can go into a deep conversation about this, but in
Yeah.
order to argue for wages and to know your worth or whatever, you do have to add some skills to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Um, so some jobs or some careers, they're just paid more than others, right? If you're a brain surgeon, come on now, you're gonna make pretty good money. Nobody can lowball you as a brain surgeon. Um,
Mm-hmm.
or you know, like I said, I came out of school in leadership, management, marketing. You came out of school as an engineer, right?
Yeah.
I had to do mine is more wide, right? Mine is a wider, broad type of major, but the world needs leaders in management, marketing, and all that. I had to figure out my niche that would make me different than everybody else to make me higher caliber in my field.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Not just like everybody else, like, okay, but how can I become a subject matter expert
Expert.
of
Yep.
leading high functional teams? High, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just low skilled workers, high skilled professionals. How can I manage to do that, right? And do it well. So I made it a point. I want to be a versatile leader. I want to be able to be a solid individual contributor. I want to be able to manage large and small groups. I
Yeah.
want to be able to manage union and non-union employees. I want to be able to manage working professionals, degreed individuals, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I've even managed folks that felons that came
Yeah.
home just trying to get back on the feet. So now it's hard to tell me what I'm not qualified for because I don't know too many people like me, right? So that's how I created to get to where I'm at now, to where I already know you can't lowball me. You're gonna have to write some real numbers on that piece of paper. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to, but I had to do that because just, and I try to just tell people all that, just being versatile and adding skills and developing your skills will put you in a position where you won't be underpaid, right? As much. So that's some
Yeah.
personal stuff I had to figure out myself because I had early on in my career, I was underpaid. And once I
Yeah.
found out why I was being underpaid, I let go some of them situations. You know what I mean? Because they'll take advantage of you if you don't know. But once I knew, it'll never happen again. So do your homework. Add some skills to yourself if you don't want to be underpaid. You know what I mean?
That's the bottom line. Is you got to add skills. I look at myself and I'm just like everybody else, but the difference is I knew I had to. I still think I have to add skills. Like this next chapter, I got to add some more skills to get to the next level.
Yes.
I can't think back and look and be like I didn't have to add no skill. Over the course of my career, I've had to add some type of skill to get to the next level. Um, it's just that simple. And I think a lot of people in our positions or in minorities, we don't add no skills to our repertoire. Like we just go with the flow. If they hiring, let me put in my application. But man, we could your life could be changed if you just add one skill. Just do something. Just grind through it. Like don't be lazy about it. Just grind through to try to up your skill, and you're gonna get an increase.
Yeah.
It's that
I was t-
simple.
I was telling bro, we just helping him get, work through getting this new job that he got, right?
Yeah.
And we was talking about the interview process. And I pretty much told him, I said, everybody that sits in front of those people are going to say, I'm a hard worker. I'm
Yeah.
dedicated. I'm organized. I'm a
I'm a
detailed.
before time person. Like, yeah.
Everybody's going to say that. And I'm not saying that's wrong answers. But what I'm going to tell you is that's not going to wow anybody. That's not
Yeah.
going to make me pay you on a different level of that scale in that range that I have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's a bare minimum
You
response.
yeah.
Like you go,
You want to make them go back.
yeah,
Tell me what the band is, the
yes,
range of pay you think you finna give me, and I need you to
yes,
go back to your VP. You're gonna have to get approval to get what I'm asking for. You can't get me. That's how y'all gotta be.
yes,
I need
absolutely.
I need signatures for what I
Yeah.
want.
So that's what I told him. I said, man, make sure you do your homework on them people, do your homework on the company, whatever else. I said, hit him with that next with your second round and watch what happened. Next thing I know, he closed the deal and he doing well for himself. And like I said, drinks on you. Drinks on you next time we see each other. Drinks on you.
Yeah.
But
I
no,
told him to catch up because taking trips.
hey, yeah, yeah. It's hey, I'll see y'all next week. Um, but look, Kunst, I like this. And this is kind of how we are. So, it's
Yeah.
not trying to be hard on people, but you like seeing people do well for themselves and their family. You know what I mean? Listen to the content like wish he listened to content like this when he was younger. The thing is, you're absolutely right. I love to see people winning, right? So
Man, but we went
we talk about this all the time. You got to be hard on people sometimes. Look, the
yeah.
BSers, people that's BS and there will always be BSers, they're gonna turn your information, what you're saying, and twist it and run the other way. That's okay. We're not talking about those
Regardless.
people.
I mean,
But if you're somebody that wants more, you understand exactly what we're saying. Or you're somebody that has gone through a process and seen some things work, you understand this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
See, he
you know,
gets it. That's why
yeah,
he's that
we love to
that's
see it winning. You come to my house, I come to your house, I go to my friend's house. I love seeing my friends when I get on the computer or I talk to them and they doing good for themselves. They get a new job,
yeah.
they get a nice car, they get a bigger house than mine or whatever. I love to see it because look, that's a winning circle. You know what I mean? We go out, we might be fighting over the bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got it. No,
People
I
act
got it. I got it, you know? So,
people act like they don't need help. That's the problem. And then when you trying to teach things like this and you say some things, they take it offensively. I love what Kuntz is saying. I just when I get in that mode, some people are not receptive. But like I told some of the people I talk to, I'm just weeding people out. I know the people who want to be here and who listening to what we're saying is gonna take it in. The other people will take it offensively. But I'm telling you that I had to get this talk. I went into a room where a VP had told me, he said, he grilled me. He was like, "Why you wearing that shirt? Take it off. It's too bright. Why you talking like this? Why you walking like I had to listen to those things to get to the next level." So if you not, and it's not just us, if you're not listening to people in your corner tell you these like talk hard, if you want to say, then you need to find a new mentor. That's
yeah.
that's that's just simple as that. And I just think that I wish more people like Kuntz would get on here and like talk like that. And I think people like our society right now is too sensitive. Like one of the things I hate, I coach base. I'm gonna just leave it at this. I coach T-ball for AJ, and parents will always be like this whole thing with our society is like everybody gets a medal.
No,
What?
no, that's not the
Everybody
real
don't
world.
get a medal.
That's not
That's not real life. That's
that's not the
you
real world.
you're not getting every interview you take. You're not getting every job.
No,
Like everybody don't even get an interview. If you lose, you lose. You don't get a medal. You don't get
no.
a third place, fourth place, fifth place medal. You don't get a ribbon. You don't get nothing. First or second place. What are we doing? And that's the same thing with the mentality we got to be in. We got to get the job done. Y'all can get the job done. You just got to put the work in. Everybody
Yeah,
got the talent to do it. You just got to tap in.
yeah. You have
Stop
to.
thinking that medal is coming for finishing last. It ain't coming.
No. And just don't first off, when you know people, okay, we tell each other hard truths all the time. I know you may tell me something I don't want to hear, and I may tell you something you don't want to hear, but you know it's from a place of love. And if it wasn't, we
Yeah.
shouldn't even be around each other. First off, if I got to question your angle on something, or I don't trust your angle on telling me some real information, you somebody that shouldn't even be in my circle anyway. You know what I mean? If we agree too
Yeah.
much, then one of us being a yes man. You
I'm
know what I'm
telling
saying?
you,
Like we gotta disagree
ain't
at
nothing.
something. Tighten me
Yeah.
up on something. You know what I'm saying? So, what I would say is what because some of the hardest lessons I've learned, bro, are the toughest ones. When people rip the band-aids off, when people kind of
Yeah.
just tell me exactly what it is. I've had people tell me things right at a certain age. I swear I remember it, and I didn't understand it. But life going life, and I understood it later.
Yep.
I've called those people back and told them about something they tried to teach me that I saw now. You know what I mean? I get it now. I understand it now. So, you can't be thin skinned. The world gonna eat you up.
Yeah.
Period. It's gonna eat you up. It's gonna eat you up, and you're not gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna
Eat
face
or be
adversity.
eaten.
Yeah. So one thing I want to get into before we wrap it up, it was my boy Dennis that was on here. Um, and I got a quick story with Dennis. I was moving this off of this screen because on my side it looked a little different. Um, Can you go up to that comment?
What's
I
his
got it
name?
right
Oh
here. I
yeah.
got it right here. I got it right here. So my boy Dennis. Let me tell y'all a quick story about my boy Dennis. So I met Dennis when I was a manager for Sam's Club in Chicago, and he was a cashier that worked for me. So I was an ops manager over membership and all this other stuff, and he was a cashier that worked for me in Chicago. I knew he was from round the way. I knew he was from round the way. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm talking about. Cool though, smart, hustler. I could tell it. I could tell he was family oriented. I used to see his brother come in there with his kids. I used to hear him talk about family and everything. I knew he was a good guy. We had a department opening in the optical department where you get your glasses from. That's usually where it's a little, it's a little bougie over there, right? Um, and mostly women slide over there, or
Mm-hmm.
particular type of people slide over there.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
that's a pay increase over there. I told my boss at the time I wanted Dennis to go over there. I bet he could do the job. My boss told me I was crazy. Told me that Dennis was gonna fail. Told me I didn't know what I was talking about. Told me that, you know what I'm saying? You making a bad decision that's gonna come back and bite you in the butt. And that's not a good look. He too rough around the edges. He's not gonna be able to talk to that caliber of customers over there. All
That's
type of stuff.
crazy.
He told me all
Man.
that type of stuff. So let me tell you about Dennis. Not only did Dennis go over there, hey, he's still on there. He said, I'm
Yeah.
still with you. I'm tuned in. He say, so let me tell you about Dennis. He not only went over there, he had no optical experience over there, zero. But I knew because you had to upsell over there, right? You had to do different things over there. I knew he was a hustler. You know what I mean? I actually took time to talk to this guy. You know what I mean? He reminded me a lot of myself.
You talk to him. Yeah.
Yes, I got to know him. Look, I left there. I left. So he got hired over there to optical department. Was doing well, killing it, killing it. Took his job very serious. I'm gonna fast forward this story just for the sake of time. Not only was he the overworking in optical at Sam's Club, but I don't know his current title, but I will tell you this: last time I checked in, he was like a regional director for lens crafters,
See what I'm saying?
and doing very well. Got a beautiful family, live a great life, travel, wife, kids, doing very well for himself.
And
You
that's
know
the
what I'm saying?
definition of this
And I
podcast right here.
and I love
Any
to see it, and I love to see it. So you know what I mean? And I promise you, people, it's nothing wrong with not being a finished product. And
yeah,
I'll tell people the
that's the IOU
hood,
moment.
the
Ha!
the hood, the hood, the urban environments, it all taught us the same thing, y'all. It taught us how to hustle. It taught us how to go get it. You know what I'm saying? We
Yep.
hungry and we can express that in different ways. And I knew that. I knew he was gonna take off. Now, I didn't know he was gonna go that crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? But now he's like a big boss, huge boss, doing very well for himself. And every time he posts something, I love seeing him winning with his family. Like Coon
Yeah.
said, I love to see that. I love to see him winning. And that's just one
Yeah.
story. I got
That
plenty of
story is
stories of people like that.
powerful.
Yes. You
That
know what I'm
story is
saying?
powerful, dude. So the man was inexperienced to their liking. He was oppressed.
Yes.
And look, I'm telling y'all, he didn't have, like he said, I don't know him, but you just told me he didn't have the skills to be an optical.
No.
My brain tells me that he went and got the skills that was necessary. I'm telling y'all, if you just go out, whatever job it is that you want, no one can tell you no when you got the knowledge. My mama told me that at a young age. They can't take your brain power away. Whatever they want to say, they can't take it away.
No.
All you
No.
got to do is go get the skill for the job you want, and you're gonna get it. It's
Yes.
simple.
And I will tell you this. If you put yourself in a position, watch how you handle yourself. Watch how you go
Yeah,
about your daily job, how you carry yourself, how you take no, how you take yeses. What are you doing?
yeah.
Because somebody's always looking.
They
I've
watching
been
you,
in,
ain't they interviewing you?
interviewing you from the jump. I don't put my name on too many of anybody,
Yeah,
but I've invested in people that I've seen that are deeming themselves worthy, and
yeah,
I've given people an opportunity because with zero skills. Because guess what? I've done jobs. I've been in circles with a situation where I didn't have any skills, but I got the potential. You know what I mean? And you could put
yep,
me anywhere. A hustler knows another hustler. A go-getter knows another go-getter. And I don't care
yep,
what color you is. I don't care where you from. I don't care what. A go-getter gonna get it. You know understand what I'm saying? And that's why most of my friends or the people you see me around, we have the same type of goal and get it. I don't do well around men or women that's
Yep.
lazy. Like I don't do well around you if you just expect the handouts. You know what I mean? Like we're gonna have a conflict of interest if you a bum. But if you're a bum, that's a choice. You can change that, too. So, I feel like
People gotta.
we touched on some very powerful things today, bro. And I think a lot of people got, what they was coming for. And I feel like bigger than anything, we were able to give the folks with, what I'm saying, what we wanted to
Yeah.
give them as far as living pay to paycheck, being underpaid, talk about some things that they can change now, a mindset they can change now.
Yeah.
Things you can share with your kids, things you can share with yourself, some honest truths. We always gonna talk about the honest truths.
Yep.
And you know, and I'm glad that Dennis jumped on here because I tend to forget certain things, and and I'm not a person that leads with everything I've ever done for somebody. And don't nobody owe me anything. But if I had to
It's a
say
great
that any
example for this.
but if I would say this, if I had to say that somebody owes me something, so if I've done something nice for you, if I've showed you something, be that
Pass
blessing
it
to
on.
somebody else.
Pass it
Right.
on.
Pass it on because we need people doing good things. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Giving people chances because there's so many doors that are going to be closed on us, especially Black and Brown community, by off the rip, off just
Off the rip.
off of when they see you. You understand what
Book
I'm
title.
saying?
Book title.
So
Yep.
just bro, I'm passionate about this. I can talk for 3 days about this straight, but we ultimately just want to see our people do good, and I think we had a good dialogue today. And I appreciate everybody that chimed into the comments, that shared their take on everything. Because even if we're not saying it, there's a lot of knowledge in the comments. I know a lot of these people in the comments personally, everybody pretty much personally as of now.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's some real heavy hitters in the comments. It's some real hustlers in the comments, some real go-getters. This is your network. Hey, y'all, we all family here. This is a network. Some of these people you might want to tap in with.
Yeah. So everybody in these comments, y'all need to talk to each other because y'all are like-minded individuals. The people who in class, right? Like, right? Everybody who's going there, who listening, y'all need to communicate with each other, build a community. This is what this is about. But the only thing else I want to say about this is that we want to tailor the information we give to y'all. So be sure to comment on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is. Tell us a topic that you want us to elaborate on. We want to keep that. It's not just about what we think. These are all things we've been through, but we want to see what you want us to talk about. We might make an episode out of it. So
Absolutely. I love being challenged. You know what I'm saying? Make me go in my bag. Make me do some homework. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So, you know, again, this is Our Year Redemption Podcast. You know,
yeah,
this was live session number 7. We're gonna be back at it next week with y'all. Remember to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, bring somebody with you, invite somebody. Next time, I challenge everybody when you chime in, text a person that you don't see
yeah.
on here,
Bring
and
somebody
just
with you.
bring somebody with you next time. Bring somebody with you next time. So,
We might do a scholarship or something on here. One for these back to schools or something, man. We might have to do that. Like
I'm with
give them,
it.
give them a stack or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Anyway,
man.
big speaker, man.
Hey, it's your boy G White, man. It's Our Year Redemption Podcast. We signing out. Catch y'all next time.
Ah.